Hello, and welcome to the Love Your Work Life podcast. I'm your host, Elissa Shuck. Whether you're going for that next promotion, looking for a job, or making a career pivot, I'll teach you how to navigate it all so you can have the career you want.
Welcome to the Love Your Work Life podcast, episode 33.
Here we are, time for Overcoming Job Search Challenges Part 2. And today I want to talk to you about your thinking. This is such a crucial part and underestimated part of job search strategy and the challenges that you face as a job seeker, as a career mover, when you're in transition, when you want to pivot, even when you want a promotion. The thoughts you have about yourself, the thoughts you have about this move you're making are absolutely pivotal to the success you're going to have and how long it's going to take for you to get a job. Here's why. Because whatever you're thinking, your brain wants to prove you right. The primary function, or one of the primary functions of our brains, is to have our outer reality align with our inner thinking. This must happen because if it doesn't, well, then that's just cognitive dissonance and it's crazy making and it makes life very, very difficult. So our brain wants to create harmony. Our brain wants to create an inward life and an outward life that match. It all sounds great until the thoughts you have don't serve you. I've kind of gotten to the place where I don't even think of thoughts as negative and positive. It's certainly not a bad thing to think of them that way. But another way to think of it is, do these thoughts serve me or do they not serve me? Do the thoughts I'm having serve the higher purposes I have for my life? Or do they keep me stuck in the past, or stuck in indecision, or stuck in feelings of lack, or insufficiency, or uncertainty? This is where you get to be a curious watcher of your brain and almost kind of separate yourself from your thoughts. The author Michael Singer talks about it in the context of subject and object, that we are the subject, we are not our thoughts. Our thoughts are objects. Just like we would say, our name is our name isn't who we are. Our name is a label. Our thoughts are not who we are. Our thoughts are something we can absolutely control, and that if we pay very close attention, we'll start to see patterns emerge that help us decide whether those thoughts are serving us or not. And what our brain is proving to be right is actually what we want. I've mentioned in a previous podcast a really awesome course that I took. And this is a little bit of something from that workbook. I love what this says. Thinking well of yourself is the most important element in achieving your potential with excellence. I will further go on to say that it is a very important element of achieving your goals with your job search, of communicating your value in such a way that someone else sees your value and sees you as a great candidate for the role. When you have a high opinion of yourself, it is something that helps you communicate in a way that other people have a high opinion of you too. When you become aware that you actually have control. This could be called self-esteem. But when you realize that you are consciously able to control what you think about yourself, that is a superpower, my friends. If you don't feel good about your job search, check back to your thoughts about your job search. If you're thinking that the whole thing is about overcoming obstacles and how am I going to get through this next thing, and reaching out to people feels overwhelming, I can't stand the thought of applying for another job online. Listen, if those are the thoughts that you are using, those are not motivating thoughts. Those are thoughts that are going to lead to feelings of overwhelm, of defeat. And when you feel defeated and overwhelmed, are you actually doing the things that you know you need to do? Hey, maybe you might be able to gut it out. Maybe use grit to just push through. But I'm telling you, even if you're able to gut it out, all you're doing by engaging those thoughts, by allowing those thoughts and low opinion type thinking about yourself, is making your job search take longer. And nobody wants to be in a job search any longer than they have to. Nobody wants to endure the toxic environment or working in a place where you're not fully appreciated or paid what you're worth any longer than you have to. So I want you to tap into this superpower you have of controlling your thoughts, which ultimately control the opinion you have about yourself and will influence the opinion someone else has about you. So how do we do this? In a way, it kind of comes down to motivation. How are you going to motivate yourself? This idea of just pushing your way through and forcing your way past obstacles is going to be motivating, but only in the short term. And it's going to take a lot of energy to do that. A better way to motivate yourself is to create a picture on the inside that your brain will help you match on the outside by creating a new reality for yourself internally and utilizing this in this formula: imagination times vividness equals reality equals results. That's the formula that's going to serve you so well in your job search. So let's talk about it like this. I mentioned, if all you can think about when you think about your job search is obstacles, you are closing doors. You are closing off energy. And what is your brain going to show you in reality? Your brain is going to show you obstacles. Your brain is going to show you how hard it is. And especially if you don't see anything that looks like a great fit, if you start your day, I don't know if there's going to be anything that actually is what I want to do, or the only things I'm finding are jobs I don't really want to do anymore, and that's a predominant thought you're having, guess what your brain's going to show you? Your brain's going to keep showing you jobs you don't want. Because as I said in the beginning, your brain wants to prove you right. It's the only way to stay sane. So change and motivation happens from the inside, where you are exercising that superpower of controlling your thoughts, of deciding intentionally what you want to think about your situation, what you want to think about your circumstance, so that ultimately the reality that you're creating on the outside matches the great thoughts you're having, the thoughts that serve you. So instead of always focusing on the negative and the obstacles, start looking for possibilities. What if your predominant thought was, I have lots of possibilities. I actually have lots of options. Looking for a job can actually be fun. Looking for a job means that you get to exercise new areas of strength and skill, and how exciting it'll be when you land that new role. That if you've landed a great job once, that you can land another one. If you've gotten an interview once, it's evidence that you can get more and more interviews. These are the thoughts I want you to entertain. And if you're going to indulge in any thoughts, indulge in thoughts that serve you. Do not indulge in thoughts that do not keep you moving forward. Because here's the other thing about thoughts, is that thoughts precede feelings. Feelings precede action. And your thoughts and your results or reality must align. They will align. Think about the last time you felt great about something. Think about the last time you engaged in an activity at work that felt great. What were you thinking about that situation? I'm going to put an interview prep worksheet in the show notes, because the interview prep sheet that I love to share with my clients is all about helping you feel great. It's all about helping you recognize what you're good at and helping you start to think like someone who is perfect for the role, instead of going into an interview hoping that you can overcome the obstacles, hoping that you can convince someone of exactly why you're great for the role. When you start to change the picture on the inside, the way your brain works, the reticular activating system, that mechanism in your brain will start showing you the things that will ultimately lead to great results and great opportunities. Listen, it sounds like woo-woo stuff. I get that. But it's actually not. It's brain physiology. It's quantum physics. There's so many cool elements. Just the way things work. Universal laws that can come into play even as something as, hey, in the big giant picture of things, hey, a job search might feel a little trivial. It's not trivial to you. 30% of your life is the time you spend at work. So take the time to analyze your thoughts, to determine if the thoughts that you're having are serving great results for your job search, or are they closing you off to possibilities? Seeing obstacles every day is not going to help you. Seeing possibilities every day, 100%, will change the trajectory of your job search. And listen, it'll change the trajectory of your career. Every time my job got eliminated, did I grieve? Of course. Did I have to process some anger and some resentment and some disillusionment? Yes, I did. Just like you do. We're human beings. But rather than indulge in those, acknowledge them. Let them pass. Instead of leaning into those feelings and thoughts, lean back a little bit. Acknowledge them, and then be super intentional about the thoughts that you do have, so that you can prove your brain right that you're an amazing candidate with tons of opportunities, someone who other people are going to see as valuable as you see yourself. I hope that helps you overcome that challenge. Next week will be part 3. All right, talk to you then. Hey, if you enjoy listening to this podcast, you have to come check out my Love Your Work Life programs on Teachable. You can choose from on-demand courses or personalized one-on-one coaching with me. We take all of this material and apply it so that you can live it and create the career you want. because when you love your work life, all the other parts of life get better too. So go to Love Your Work Life Teachable as search terms, or love-your-work-life.teachable.com. I will see you there.